Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Tay, and I am here for the Real Housewives of Atlanta review. I'm just so annoyed after watching this episode. I don't really even want to talk about everything because, like I said, I pretty much watched the other YouTubers' reviews and see, and pretty much got a gist of what the episode was going to be. But of course, I had to see it for myself. Um, So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna talk about some things, but I definitely y'all already know what I want to talk about. So let's just get into it. We have Sheree working on her house. Kenya comes through, and well, actually, Kenya's on the phone with Cynthia saying that she's outside of Sheree's house or whatever, whatever. Kenya throwing a little bit of shade. She gets off the phone with Cynthia and walks up to Sheree and Sheree was like, "Oh, hey, girl, whatever, and what you doing here?" And Kenya was like, "I told you I could literally walk to your house or whatever." So they start playing around, and she was like, Kenya was like, "Let me see your house or whatever." And she act like she about to run up and run into the house, but luckily, the door was locked, and Sheree was trying to go behind her, but like I said, luckily the door was locked, so she couldn't even get up in there, and Sheree knew what she was doing though. She wasn't about to Sheree knew damn well she had that damn door locked. She wasn't about to have Kenya ass come up in there to try to clown her even further. You know what I'm saying? And then Kenya tried to take her ass around the motherfucking back door, and Sheree running behind her. But it was all in good fun though. They make a bet about who's going to get their house done first by Christmas time. Um, they still got time because it's still November, so well, the last day of November, but still, yeah, they still got time. So I guess we'll see who's moved in or whatever. I mean, I wonder if either one of them is moved in by now though, but yeah, so anyways, we have Portia and Phaedra at the sex toy shop, and you know how they do when they get together. Like, hey girl, whatever. Phaedra, she's in this I think she had on one of those bustiers or whatever, or crop tops or whatever you want to call it. She had on some jogger like pants, and I forgot what Portia had on, but Portia was like, "Yes, you serving me." Portia basically saying that Phaedra looks like her or whatever. She was like, "I wonder if I should call you Portia today." So they clown around. They in the sex shop or whatever. Portia's trying to get something cute for Duke, considering that he's out of town now. He's back at work, back at training, and she wants to do something sexy for him on FaceTime or whatever. So I don't really care about that too much. Moving on from that, we get damn, what is the next scene? I'm going off the top of my head, y'all. I'm sorry. I might be all over the place in this video. I'm gonna let y'all know right now because I didn't write a motherfucking thing down. But I think the next scene was with Candy and Don Juan. They having a conversation. Whatever. Boom. We have Portia. I don't know if this is next scene or not, but I'm just be all over the place. Portia, she's in her house or whatever, and she's waiting on Duke. She's texting Duke to FaceTime him or whatever, and she's pretty much just waiting on him and everything. She waited over like an hour to get on FaceTime with him. And still nothing. So she decides to call up Phaedra, and she was, telling Phaedra like, "Girl, I feel silly because I'm in this lingerie, the stuff that I brought from the sex toy shop, and I text Duke or whatever to get on FaceTime, but he's at his business meetings right now and everything. So he said that, once he's done with that, we'll get on." And she said, "I've been waiting over an hour," and she was like, she feel like the spark is gone, and Phaedra told her straight up, it is, and Portia was like, "Really?" She was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, really, Portia. Like I said, I feel like she kind of scared dude a little bit. You know what I'm saying? With just she overwhelmed him with everything that she was doing, And I understand, Portia, she wants to be married again and whatnot, but at the same time, it's like, what are these niggas doing for you? And I'm not talking about financial wise. What the fuck are they doing for you personally? Because it didn't seem like Cordell was supportive of you having a baby and working as well. And I don't know too much about this Duke character, but what the fuck are these niggas doing for you besides buying you shit? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, I do want Portia to find her a nice guy or whatever that not only has a good career, but has all the other aspects as well when it comes to being in a relationship and then eventually being in a marriage. But yeah, Faye tells her like it is and everything, and Portia decides to take a bath or whatever, and we leave it at that. What else happened, y'all? After Portia, we get is it I want to say, well, I'm gonna talk about this anyway. I don't know if it's the next scene, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway. Kim Fields and Phaedra, they have a little play date with their sons, and their sons are in the pool area, whatever, and they go lounge out and have a conversation, and Phaedra's trying to get to know her a little bit more, and she tells Phaedra that she doesn't like get her nails done and do like a lot of stuff that a lot of females like to do and everything, and Phaedra was like, child, I get my nails done every week, get my hair done every week, keep it up, because like Kim asked her like, how was you able to still manage to like be you in your marriage. Phaedra was explaining to her, and she seemed very genuine, because y'all know how Phaedra can be. I'm just saying. But Kim, she kind of cried, she kind of tears up a little bit, because she's like, she kind of feels like she lost herself in her marriage. Her life is her kids and her husband. And I do think when you are married, you still have to, even though you have your kids and your husband, you still have to have time for yourself as well, to stay sane and to feel like you're alive and to feel like you're a person. You know what I'm saying? So I felt where she was coming from, and I think that was a nice conversation that they had. Like I said, I hope Phaedra was genuine with it. And I guess, I don't know if there's anything else I want to talk about that I can remember. So I guess we just gonna get on to this power outing that the girls had. So oh no. I'm sorry. Yeah, I do want to talk about this before I talk about that. Candy and Cynthia, they have a conversation, and they was talking about the whole fibroids thing, because Candy has been an issue for her, and we know Cynthia has had issues with that in the past as well, and we know Cynthia had gotten the surgery and everything for it, and her and Candy was just talking about talking about that or whatever, and talking about how Candy has to slow down considering the fact that she's pregnant and she's over 35. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's higher risk when you're older, and Cynthia was pretty much telling her that. And that's when they start talking about Peter, and Cynthia was like that, she feels like she's just ready to be done with the marriage and everything. You know what I'm saying? And her and Candy, they, like I said, they talk about it or whatever. So now moving on to the little power outing. Kenya picks up Cynthia, and Cynthia brings her friend Tammy. But Kenya, she makes an exception for Cynthia, because she is throwing this little event technically for Cynthia anyway. And the girl that Cynthia brings name is Tammy, Now, Tammy is so-calledly best friends with Sheree's ex-husband, Bob Whitfield. And we all know that he's an NFL player. And, well, before that, they was talking about, throwing shade or whatever. And, Tammy was like, I don't know what that is. So, Kenya explains what shade is to her or whatever. Because they was talking about her feet and everything, so. And, Kenya had said something about her feet. And, that's when Tammy had made the statement like, this is what happens when you a ballerina or whatever. And, that's when, they explain to her what shade is and everything and blah blah blah. So then that's when she gets into her being best friends with Bob Whitfield, and she says pretty much that she felt like Sheree was a gold digger in this situation or whatever. I mean, I could kind of see it in a way, but at the same time, just based off what we see in the past, it seemed like he wasn't really trying to do what he had to do for his kids either. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know. But Kenya was like, she talking about something, she don't know what the fuck shade is, but she just threw the whole damn tree. I mean, I don't know if Tammy was necessarily trying to throw shade. It might have just really been her just telling it like the fuck it is. But I mean, I don't know. So we get Candy and Kim, and Candy's talking about like her ideas. I think she was talking about her ideas for her sex toy line or whatever. And Kim was saying she wants to try new things. And Candy had asked her, and I don't know if Kim said she wanted to come out with something on her own or something, but Candy was like, what about vibrating underwear? I think, did she say something? Somebody said something about some vibrating underwear, and that's when Kim was like that she don't wear underwear, and Candy was like, oh, okay, like, like, I was kind of shocked too. I'm like, I mean, even though I don't know her as Tootie though, I know her as Regine. Regine was a little bit more frisky or whatever. I guess from what people have been saying about Tootie, I guess she was Tootie a kid? I mean, was she a kid when she played Tootie? She must have. Like, I'm sorry, I really don't know that particular show that she played on, but Living Single, like I said, that was my show. But yeah, so she says she doesn't wear underwear, and Candy's looking like, and I was kind of looking like, because I mean, even though I don't know her as Tootie, seeing her on this show so far, it kind of makes you surprised that she doesn't wear underwear. And so she was talking about how she wants to try new stuff with her husband, but she said that she's kind of loud when she's with him. I said, okay, Kim, let me find out. Alrighty then. So then Portia and Shamia, they get in the car, and Candy, now see, this is what fucks me up with Candy. She brings up the conversation her and Cynthia had, and my thing is, Candy, these girls don't really like Cynthia like that for real. I mean, as far as Portia, they can sit up here and do that fake shit all they want to, but shit ain't really been quite the same between them ever since last season. You know what I'm saying? All that shit that popped off of them last season. But yeah, so she starts telling her business and everything, and I'm like, damn, Candy, I do understand why people say that Candy is messy, and I've been knowing that for the last couple of seasons now. Now, I was one of those people that was kind of Ray Charles to it at first, but after a while, after she been on the show for some years, I really, see it. That was messy as fuck, Candy. You should have kept that conversation to yourself. But I mean, Portia, she did say that she would rather them work it out because she don't believe in divorce. I mean, in her situation, of course, she didn't have like a choice, but she was like, she feel like if you can work it out, you should. So I mean, I did think that was good, you know what I'm saying? But I still feel like you saying this in front of Kim. Kim barely knows her. Portia don't really like her. And then Shamia, I mean, whatever, So I just felt like that was messy of Candy to do. Um, moving on from that, we get on the boat, and everybody's having a good time and everything, and Kenya, Cynthia, and Tammy gets there first, and then the other girls, minus Sheree at this particular moment, get there, and um, Candy, not Candy, Kenya, she was kind of like, she was greeting everybody and everything, and she was kind of thrown off because Shamia was there. You know what I'm saying? And personally, me, I was kind of thrown off. I mean, I would have been thrown off too because it's kind of like I felt Kenya on this. I really did because it's kind of like you don't bring nobody to an event and you don't ask first. You know what I'm saying? You don't bring a plus one and don't ask. And I mean, especially if you knew your plus one threw shade at her at the last event. You know what I'm saying? And I know somebody mentioned on somebody else's video that Kenya brings, Lawrence and Brandon and shit like that. Which I get that, but see, nobody had a legit problem with Brandon until the whole hotel showdown that happened, what was it, season 6 or 7 did that shit happen. Yeah, I know. That whole hotel situation that went down with him and Apollo. And nobody really has a problem with Lawrence. I mean, well, I know Phaedra not too fond of him from what we know, but he doesn't throw shade at her right in her face. You know what I'm saying? He'll do it during the car ride back home or during the next time he gets together with Kenya or something like that. But just to throw shade directly in her face, like, you know what I'm saying? But even still, with that, I still have to side with Kenya on this one because of the fact that, like I said, the girl threw shade right in her motherfucking face about them damn bottles. You know what I'm saying? About the, now Kenya, if it was really water in that shit, then yeah, you kind of set yourself up for that because you should have had your product ready. But anyways, moving on from that, like I said, the girls are having a nice time and everything. They call each other bitches and stuff, but in a, respect, in a, playful way or whatever. Shamia, she, back up. The girl Tammy sitting up here all up in Candy's face, and she was like, Candy, I remember you from Escape and da and all this stuff, and Candy was like, I'm not gonna remember somebody from 20 motherfucking years ago. I was like exactly, like she was just all up in her face, like, and trying to get a business deal started. Portia called her Miley Cyrus. Now she do kind of resemble Miley Cyrus to me. Maybe it's the blonde hair, and then just somewhere in her face she kind of sort of resembles Miley Cyrus. But I would have been very offended though. I'm not gonna lie, because I wouldn't want to be compared to Miley Cyrus. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. But she starts singing. She started asking Candy, has she heard about her son's song? And she was like, no, what's his name, like how it goes. So she started reciting how it goes. Child, I couldn't even tell you how the fuck it go. That's how uninterested I was in the shit, because it was just like, girl, really? Like, they was looking at her like, and Candy was like, you sitting here trying to get me, she's saying in her confessional, you sitting up here trying to get me to do favors for you, and I don't really even know you like that. So they all leave Candy, and she was like, I gotta get up and get away from this lady and everything. So Shamia, Tammy, she jumps in the water first. Shamia, she jumps in the water too, and they all have, like, they still having a good time and everything. I'm thinking shit gonna be real kosher or whatever. And then Shamia, she was throwing some shade once again at Kenya or whatever. They got back on the subject of the whole event or whatever, and she was like, despite, Kenya was saying, despite the fact that it was hot, I still feel like you guys, were still respectful to me and everything, except for Shamia or whatever. She was like, you threw shade away, and she was like, you threw shade or whatever. And Shamia was like, well, everything I said to you, I said it in your face or whatever. And Kenya said something, and then Shamia gonna talk about some, okay, Miss America. I said, now see, this is how the whole hurricane fucking started. From this situation right here. Because it's like, okay, girl, you sitting up here coming on this child's boat, disrespecting her once again. You know what I'm saying? Like, this after she let you stay on the motherfucking boat. Because had it been me, I would have turned you at the motherfucking gate as soon as you hopped on motherfucking board. But she was nice enough to let you stay, and you still talking shit. You feel what I'm saying? So Kenya was like, asking the person that was in charge of the boat or whatever, the driver, could he turn it around and let her off the boat and everything. Portia was trying to say it's not that serious, whatever. So Cynthia was like, well, let me go talk to her and everything. And Portia was like, yeah, since that's your best friend or whatever, in a playful way. And Cynthia was like, well, everybody got best friends on here. Some, some fake or something like that, Cynthia had said. And then Portia was like, bitch, you. And then that's when Cynthia starts going ape shit. I'm like, wait a minute, did I miss something here? Because to me, and I feel like all the other YouTubers, for the most part, like, I felt like Portia was playing. And it's kind of like, Candy was trying to tell her, Portia wasn't saying it like that, but Cynthia won't trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And, that's when, Kenya, she comes back trying to find out what the fuck happened. And, Cynthia starts saying, like, don't call me no bitch or whatever. And, I ain't been calling you no bitch. And like, Candy was saying in her confessional, we've been calling each other bitches all day. So what is this bitch different from the other bitches? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I didn't understand. And Cynthia just started popping off and putting her hand and putting her finger in Portia's face like this. And Portia was like, wait a minute, what the fuck did I do? You know what I'm saying? And that's when Kim escorts her or whatever, and to the other side of the boat, and she's like, come on, let's go read a book. I said, I don't know if nobody else caught that shit, but I was like, Kim, girl, you was something else. But Kenya trying to explain to her, like, the way you said it, came off disrespectful. Kenya, you wasn't even there at that moment to hear how Portia said it. You were so worried about Shamia and the shit that she did to you. Like, Portia was not coming off in that manner at all, in my opinion. I felt like she was playing. She was like, whatever, bitch. Like, like, in a playful way. Like, I don't know. And I feel like as well, it was the motherfucking alcohol. I feel like it was the motherfucking alcohol. And then her thinking about Peter and taking that shit out on Portia, especially because Portia is the weak link. So they just tell her, well, maybe she, explain to her that you didn't mean it like that or whatever. So Portia was like, all right, I don't have a problem doing that. And, she talks to Cynthia and everything, and she was like, Cynthia, I didn't mean it like that or whatever. She's trying to tell her that she didn't mean it like that. And Cynthia just over talking her was like, well, I felt like you were sitting up here trying to, call me out my motherfucking name and everything. And she was like, but we've been calling each other bitches all day. And she was like, but it was the way you said it. Whatever, bitch, I don't do that or whatever. And, and, Cynthia was like, so you gonna apologize or whatever? And Portia, she was trying to apologize. She was like, I'm gonna apologize for, maybe the way I said it, because that's not how I was trying to come off, and I'm not gonna apologize for calling you a bitch. So Cynthia was like, well, you're not gonna apologize, then go carry your ass back over there. Now, granted, Portia maybe should have just apologized and been like, you know what, just apologize. Like, even though you felt like you wasn't wrong, you should have just been like, well, Cynthia, I'm sorry that you took it that way. I didn't mean for you to take it that way, but that really wasn't my intention, and just kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? But Cynthia still shouldn't have popped off like that. It was that motherfucking serious. Now, Cynthia, you really pissed me off this motherfucking episode. Because it's like, I wish you would have popped off on Nene this hard when Nene called your husband a bitch. I wish you would have popped off this hard when Peter was out there fucking up your credit. Hell, you ain't even pop off this motherfucking hard when you was confronting him about the motherfucking tape. But you popping off on Portia because you know you can get over on her. I bet you won't try that shit with Candy. Or Kenya. Now she might try some shit like that, some shit like this with Phaedra, but I damn sure know she won't try it with motherfucking Candy or Kenya. Or Sheree. Like, Cynthia just really irks me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've never cared for Cynthia, but it's just like, girl, you sit up here and you try to get this newfound confidence about yourself and being up out of Nene's ass, but at the same motherfucking time, you sit up here and every time you sit up here and so-called try to have a voice for your motherfucking self, you pop off on the wrong motherfucking people. You just mad because your marriage is in shambles because you were sitting up here trying to throw salt on everybody motherfucking else in their marriage. I mean, but for real, you want to keep it real, your marriage was a screw up since day motherfucking one. So you can't even blame Nene for your problems. And you damn sure can't blame her now because where the fuck she at? And y'all going through all this bullshit. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? So they going back and forth, got hands in each other's faces or whatever, and then that's when the shit pops off. And we gonna see next week the continuation. I mean, they probably gonna do some VH1 shit and cut the damn fight or whatever, but I felt like they both could have handled this situation better, but I felt like Cynthia was more wrong. But y'all tell me how y'all feel. I didn't intend for this video to be this long. I apologize, but make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and make sure you share this video. And I will, if I don't see you guys tonight for Black Ink Crew Chicago, I will see you guys on Wednesday for Black Ink Crew Chicago. Love you guys. Mwah.